What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and of course, hop into the Discord. The link for that's in the description box down below.
Yeah, guys, thanks for just keeping up here with us and hanging in there, being patient, because old YouTube and Spectrum Internet crapped out on us again. So we are apologizing for the extra late night stream. Probably going to be extra quick today because we're probably going to have less people. And, not too much news, but there is some important stuff to discuss nonetheless. Probably a quicker one, unless you guys slow us down. On that note, maybe, and again, it's cool when you slow us down. That's fine, no problems, because there's different ways of doing that. First and foremost, so let's start off by giving the props to those that rep this channel here and let us do our thing here nightly, weekly, whatever it be. Much love to the sponsor of the week, the man from Hawaii, Mark Hovsepian.
Mahalo to you, Mark. Appreciate you, of course, as always. And he's not just representing there as the sponsor of the week. He's also bossing that stream around. You see him up there.
98 points.
There you go. I thought it was 96 here.
98. Bro, last night the thing wasn't working. So it should have been down a little bit. I hopefully got it working, guys. Who knows with the way our internet went out. So anyone wants to give that a try, go right ahead. We'll see if it works. And it gives us a little jingle and your message on the screen from a super chat or the Streamlabs. I'll discuss that in a minute. First, don't forget about the man with the crown on his head, Jason Renfro, our Cash App King. Much love to him. Appreciate him, Mark Hovsepian. And if you look at the monthly gifting leaders currently, the man who stays skeptical. Extra special love to Skeptical Fan. He's got 15 gifted memberships on here on My Cowboys Family since just like 15, 16 days. So much love to Skeptical Fan doing his thing. His part on that side. Scorpio has one on that as well. And don't forget the star level or over everything level members. There's 2 of them only right now currently. And that's, of course, Skeptical Fan and Lincoln Kane. So much love to you guys on that side, all the way from the States to Australia. The Cowboys are repping that. We got the fans repping that star worldwide. Jason Renfro, much love to him. He is the Cash App King, but he's not the current leader. But he is dropping that dollar holler to get into the running here, testing out our system, and it is back to working like I hoped. At least we got that. At least all MCF did something right.
At least one thing worked today.
At least I got something working here. But I can't help the internet and the other crowd.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you. Much love.
Perfect timing. He's right there on the screen repping that. Number 54, Randy White, old school style. But yes, he is currently the man repping that repping that crown in the Cash App side. I wish my computer worked. I would be happier about that. But now I got it working. But the leader currently in the Cash App, even after that drop by Jason Renfro in the Super Chat, the Cash App leader is the man that stays skeptical. Is the man that's staying skeptical, guys. The man currently in second place on the overall board, Skeptical Fan. He's currently the leader in the Cash App side. And if you look at who's in first place, guys, it is Cirillo Correa, who's currently in first place over everyone this week. Much love to him, baby. Really quickly, what are some ways people can drop the love in here? You just saw Jason Rufford dropping the dollar holler in the super chat.
Super chat.
You know about the membership side of things. That's always we got that rolling again. So much love to everybody in that. 26, 27 people. And of course the gifted memberships. Much love on that side. But there's other ways of helping the channel, baby. Let them know how they can do it.
Of course, through the Cash App, money sign My Cowboys Family, Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, the regular PayPal link, and last but not least, Streamlabs lets your comments show up right here on screen.
Now, officially, it does actually work all the way around, so that's good to know. As you can see, we're back in our virtual forms here, MCF, and baby, I'm going to let you take over here with the shout-outs of the night.
Yes, got to give the love, the appreciation to Burn Bar, who, by the way, said exclamation point flute. Still have to add that command. Jason Renfro in the house, much love. Rolando Rodriguez representing all the way from South Texas. We have Clark motherfucking Kent, hello and hi. David Lara, much love. Skeptical Fan, always staying skeptical. Which, by the way, we do have to give him a little extra special shout out here in just a minute.
Check him out on Twitter, guys. If you follow us on Twitter, you'll see a retweet of some great stuff. The man that stays skeptical. Skeptical Fan sent us today a fantastic shirt from the wife, and you're going to see her repping that next time we're on camera for real live. And then, of course, I love the hat he sent, Cowboy representation, along with a fantastic poster that we will be
that we
thought
we had a frame big enough for.
Yeah, but, we thought it was a little bigger than our frame, but we'll figure a way. Much love to Skeptical Fan for that extra love there sent to us through the post office today.
So we also have Spoony Dog in the house. What's up? Lost in Translation. Hello and hi. Dwayne Broussard, the top dog himself. Q Ball representing. What's up? Bruce got the toxic juice. And then, don't worry. I know that Dash Hunt is yours. I know it's yours. Scorpio, what's up? Hopefully your arm is, feeling all right. Let me see who else is here. Let me see. Mike Aldana, much love to you. Let me see. I think that's everyone here so far. Oh, House Nelson is also in the house. And by the way, guys, make sure if you do, once we're done here on the MCF side of things, if you do get the chance to say a happy birthday over to the Mosh Man, make sure to go do that.
Birthday wishes to Cowboys Mosh. Sub it up to him. Get your jerseys from him. You know what to do. Much love to the Mosh, man. Cowboys Mosh. He's got multiple channels, Cowboys World Order, CWO, and many others. So check it out. He's got them all listed. Sub them all up. Great stuff over there. We rock with the Mosh, man, here in MCF. And we rock with everyone. Repping that star over everything. Now I got myself back in motion. Oh, shit. There we go. That scared the hell out of me. We got a $20 holler. That is, number one, the drop of the week. Number two, the lead has been taken by Clark Kent. With that $20 holler, baby, he is now in first place. Let me update that board.
Clark.
And let's hear what he had to say.
He said, "Let's go, family. That Micah jersey you sent is fire.
Yes.
Let's beat down the Eagles and the NFC East, bro. Overshown will be a beast, bro."
We got a lot of Overshown fans in the house. I agree.
So first of all, thank you so much, Clark. Appreciate you. Much love. And yes, guys, we promise, we'll be getting the... kind of extra membership bonus perks and raffles and things like that percolating once again.
Those jerseys, how we do. It's going to happen. We just got to be a little more, we've got to play with the wording. we got to play with the wording a little bit, I think, there. So we'll be doing that. But again, guys, same things will apply probably in about a month or two when it comes to the star level members and those wonderful jerseys that you heard Clark Kent just speak on there. Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, Dak, whoever, guys. Minus the rookies, you got to do a wide range of choices and different styles, by the way, as well. But we'll talk about that when we get that side of things going, those giveaways. We'll talk about that.
Yes, don't worry. We promise you guys, we haven't forgotten. We're just, simmering on the back burner there.
Yes, and technically now, Clark Kent, like I said, in first place over everyone. And Jason Refro's drop earlier puts him in a tie for fourth with Q Ball. Much love to everybody in the house. Clark Kent in first place now, repping that top spot. Marco Sepien, 97 to 77 points, one fatal swoop. Hey, so much love to Clark Kent.
Tyron Smith representation, right?
Yeah.
So Stephen White in the house, much love. Tyrone Church in the house saying Matt Farniok will be the starting left guard.
That would be very bad. In my opinion, that would be a very bad situation for the Cowboys if Farniok is starting. We need to get someone filled in there. We're going to talk about the offensive lineman today because there was some words about that.
Yeah, the Cowboys are definitely hoping that one of these younger rookies ends up stepping up and showing out. I am not a betting person, but I would not bet on it, Dallas. Just throw that out there. Anyway.
Much love to the man from Hawaii, Marco Sepien, dropping some love in here. And I gotta call a shout out somebody else here in a minute. But first, the man Marco Sepien in the house making his debut. Our sponsor of the week hits the board running. What did the man say with that 5 on it?
He said that undrafted wide receiver Copper.
Yes,
Copper. Or
Moreno Copper.
Copper. There we go. Will beat out our 7th rounder. Are there any news on any O-line signings? Dak lovers now blame the O-line for us failing. Will be true, LOL. So, first of all, whether you're a Dak lover or a Dak hater, that O-line was freaking atrocious, okay? I'm just throwing it out there. No, it doesn't matter how you feel about that.
I think it was atrocious in the pass blocking side of things. We got to be specific about it, right? So, to me, it was atrocious pass blocking, but I think, run blocking, we were damn good. I think if you use the offense better, if you have a better offensive coordinator, you can make up for some of those lackluster situations on the offensive line, injuries, inexperience, whatever it may be. I think that if you had a better coach that can manage that offensive line issues that you had, whatever it may be, you're not doing great in pass protection, you make adjustments. Kellen Moore didn't do that. I guarantee you this year we will have adjustments made with Mike McCarthy. That would make Dak look better, make the offense look better. That's what it's about. It's not about who you love or you hate. It's about the Cowboys winning that 6 And I agree with him, by the way. Moreno Cropper, or Cropper, I think it's Cropper or Copper. But
I don't know. I have Cooper in my head, too.
It's Cropper or Copper, but he is from Fresno State. And he's a guy I've been talking about. Keep an eye on him. Miles Brooks? The undrafted cornerback is better than maybe Eric Scott. I mean, I'm just saying, keep these guys, the undrafted, don't sleep on them. And that's sometimes, when you get to the bottom end of the rounds, sometimes you just, they're kind of all blurry. You know what I'm saying? It's like, the 6th rounder could be an undrafted, as an undrafted could be better than a 5th rounder, right? It happens. So we'll see. Now we got another drop here by the man, Jason Renfro, who I must also shout out, maybe, the king of the Cash App. He dropped a $1.95 holler in there. Much love to Jason Renfro, who now officially is in first place on the Cash App side and breaks a tie, moves up the board here on the overall board, also dropping that $2 holler. What did the king of the Cash App, kind of go back to back like our 90s Cowboys? What did Jason Renfro?
He literally said more love in the Cash App. Go Cowboys.
And there it is, yes, the $1.95 holler. And he said, just dropping some love. Go Cowboys. So a double drop there, a $1.95 and a 2 on it. In the Cash App side, so on the Super Chat side, much love to Jason Renfro, Marco Sepian, Clark Kent, and everybody else dropping in here on the board, helping out the channel here on the nightly.
Thomas Garrett, the Superior Garrett, what's up? We have Choctaw Montana 808 representing. Hello and hi, much love to you. Let me see. Yes, the Superior Garrett is in here. So let me just kind of going back real quick.
Jason,
Mike Aldana said Dak Prescott will still blame number 4.
Oh, I mean, even if it's somebody else's fault, I think some people will wait to see. Some people will definitely put the blame because they wanted to be right. Now, I don't think it's anybody in our chat. I think our chat knows what's the deal. Some people have the right. I don't understand. I don't have an issue with people having doubts on Dak. Doubters are fine. You should doubt. But there's the Dak hate, just blind hate, or the Dak love, blind love. That's got to be, we got to know the extremes, right? So
part of being human is accepting that sometimes two conflicting things can be true at the same time. Dak can, do better. Dak was part of the problem, but Dak is also not the problem. Both things can be true at the same time. He's
part of the problem. But some of that's made worse. Said. I know, that's what I'm saying. But you said he's not the problem. But he is part of the problem, but he's not the only problem. I wouldn't even call him the main problem. Some people think he's the callus of our issues. When you look at Kellen Moore, the lack of adaptation on the offensive line issues that we had, that's, I would say, a bigger issue than Dak Prescott's issues, even though he's still part of the issue here. They're all the coaching, the players, even our best players are part of the issue. Micah could be part of the issue because he got broken down a little bit too fast, right? Everybody's part of the issue, but what's the main issue? Well, I think we fixed some of that this offseason with the coaching side, and I still think we got to find the offensive line side. But hopefully the coaching on the West Coast, McCarthy side, can fix maybe some of the issues we may have. I don't know but we may have on the offensive line.
So it is Cropper then. Thank you, Aztec Aguilar 4. He said Jalen Moreno Cropper. Mike Allen said Coppertone Moreno. Cracked me up.
So, yeah, and by the way, guys...
we do have the fat head live stream there.
Yeah, it's like the bobbleheads here. By the way, I do have to shout out another person here in the Cash App side.
Stick us on your wall.
I know, it does look like we're big stickers that bounce up and down, but that's what we're putting. I don't know what to put the name here, because I don't know if
let me see it real quick again.
I don't want to...
I'm not sure who that is, but
we'll go with David. How about that? David S.
David S. We're not trying to dox anybody here.
Yeah, no, we're not. We're just doing what we can go with here.
But huge shout out to David S.
Yes, in the Cash App. We got ourselves a new leader now in the Cash App, baby. And his name is David S. David S. with the $20 Tony Pollard holler right there. The bomb drop. The drop of the week here once again. And by the way, as we know, if you're in membership, it's tiebreaker. But when tiebreakers come, it's Cash App. David S. Technically, I'm sorry. Mr. Kent. Mr. Clark Kent. But David S. technically is in first place as this moment here hits. And he's in first place, sorry, Jason Renfro, as the Cash App leader. David S. on that board with that Tony Pollard holler. And he said, "Yo, Cowboys."
Ooh, thank you. Oh, man. You're cracking me up a little bit here. Bar said MCF keeps bouncing like he has gas.
so you might hear a slip of a fart here and there.
Bubble wrap.
You might hear me slip up on this side.
Oh, man, you guys crack me up. I have to admit, I missed the kind of general vibes in the chat, Just I was kind of worried we weren't going to be able to go live today, obviously, with the internet and everything. You don't understand, guys. We were like half considering because of an unfortunate house situation that happened today as well. Yeah. Had an unexpected bathroom renovation.
We were not going to go live, and then we said, you know what, hell with it, let's go live. And we got a couple Cowboy things. We were ready to go live. We last second thing. We did it about 45 minutes before we could go live.
As we're setting up our behind the scenes stuff,
we're about to hit the freaking go live button about 2 minutes, and the internet goes down. You don't know how frustrating it could be to do that. And we weren't going to go live. Then we busted ass to go live, and now we were like, now we're not going. It's just back and forth. And we finally went live here. We just really by the second. We appreciate you guys truly hanging in here and keeping up with us. Without you guys, we don't have a show here.
I do have to ask, Montana, why is Seattle the one loss you see for us out of all that?
In the whole season?
Generally, because out of all the teams, I probably would have said the Eagles. Like, if you're telling me we're going 16-1,
I might say the
we're taking that L to one team.
I might say at San Francisco could be one of those games as well.
True.
Right there, you got another one here by the Clark Kent in the house. And guess who's back in first place, baby? All by himself. It's Clark Kent, who's in that navy blue crew. Don't forget that. Now, what did the man say? I saw a flicker on the screen that said Isaac Alarcon. So let me hear what the man to say Clark Kent in the house.
He said Isaac Alarcon at a glance. Defensive tackle repping the Latinos.
Oh, yeah.
I hope he makes it, bro. I've always kind of wondered why there aren't more, I guess, Latinos or just Hispanics in general. Are we too short? Is that it? Are we just too short? But Deuce Vaughn is right there.
I mean, he's short.
He's 5'5". I'm making a joke. I'm just trying to say if height's holding your back, the Deuce Vaughns of the world, they're saying anything is possible.
I mean, again, I think it's more, obviously soccer is probably closer to home, right, when it comes to the Latin players, right? And so soccer is always going to be first, or I say football. But American football is going to be something that, again, Isaac Alarcon is not a small guy. He's a big man. But again, I hear what Clark Kent's saying about defense. It just scares me. I'm going to be honest here. Listen, I would love for him to make the team, even as a practice squad. That's where he's going to make. He's not going to make the 53. Practice squad, maybe. But Isaac Alarcon's got to show something that really makes the Cowboys want to keep him. And it's not a diss to him or his Mexican heritage. It's the unfortunate situation that 3 years is only so much we can get out of him on the offensive line side. To me, the thing that scares me, when you move a guy to a different position, it's usually on the way out. It's just the way it is, and it's just it's been shown in the past. You remember Showers? Was it Jabril Showers? He was a safety cornerback. He started off as a quarterback. We moved to safety. Then he was our quarterback on the practice squad. So we can go up against the Russell Wilsons. We can practice with him on defense. And I just say he was just a piece we used until practice squad room ran out for him. And I think it's going to be something with Isaac Alarcon. My 2 cents.
I also forgot to mention, by the way, Clark Kent actually jumped back into first place with that $5 holiday.
Yeah, I fixed that. Yeah, he broke the tie there and is in first place, of course, on the overall board. Clark Kent in the house, and David S. is first place on the second place on the overall board, first place on the Cash App. Mark Hosepian, though, he ain't stopping. No quit, no stop.
Won't stop.
Hosepian from Hawaii, our sponsor of the week, with another 5 on it.
Woo.
What did Mark have to say?
Does Jerry Jones really think Smith will hold up? I don't have an issue with Tyron because if he's injured, Tyler can just move back to left tackle. But we have jack shit at all of our offensive line backups.
And that's what we're going to discuss here a little bit today, because that's what Stephen Jones spoke about today on our offensive line.
That cliff does seem a little sharper than most teams,
listen,
doesn't it?
I think Mark was here with us when I talked about Chuma Edoga. I think he's a guy that's a quality backup at the guard, left or right, and the tackle, left or right. I think also Willetsko, I have confidence in him, left or right guy. I have no confidence in Josh Ball, and very little confidence in Farniok. And that's where the cliff is at. So I hear you. I definitely understand that. Marco Sepian once again with another $2 holler.
Woo.
Moving up on this board. What did the man say?
Farniok is as useful as a priest's wife is a stripper.
It's funny how he hit the Farniok comment as I'm hitting the Farniok comment.
Everybody chooses to observe in their own way. We're not judging how you choose to connect to the Lord. And, if you're trying to drop it like it's hot, I guess that's between this priest's wife and himself. Oh, at least that's a hopeful side, right? That's me trying to put positive vibes into the air for Farniok. Hoping that there's a priest out there who's a very understanding fellow.
As of right now, we already talked about Farniak maybe coming in there, maybe pushing Biadish at center. Yeah, that didn't happen too well, and he started a couple games a little bit. The left guard, he was tumbled over multiple times. He's not the guy you want. I need Dalton Reisner, but I'm stopping that because I say it every single night, and the Cowboys don't listen to me. Marco Sepien, by the way, in third place on the overall board, jumping over Jason Renfro. Cirio Correa. He's in third place behind David S. and Clark Kent, who's in first. Just wanted to update the board, baby.
So, real quick, I do want to shout out Clark Kent. Have a great night. Take it easy. Yes. But real quick, before that, Drums and Cowboys has said, speaking of Latinos, this isn't a knock on Dak. Before the defenders get bent out of shape, but I would bring in Luis Perez.
I like the guy. I like him. He shows moxie. He has a little bit of that leadership quality. Why not? I say bring him in. I say bring in Malik Willis from Tennessee Titans. Bring both those guys in. Let's push Will Grier and Cooper Rush and see. Let's get a competition for the backup spot. Now Perez is not going to beat out Dak, but Perez is there. He can beat out Cooper Rush. He could definitely beat out Will Grier, and maybe he can't. But you bring in Malik Willis from Tennessee Titans. He's going to be cut. Let's bring him in and let's give the backup a little shakeup. That's what I'm looking at there.
Montana 808, much love. He said, "Listen, what I'm saying, y'all. I don't speak like this. 16-1, I'm dead ass serious." Yeah, Don Mike Corleone, the capo, DQ, Bracci, and I'm guessing the head honcho in charge? I'm going head honcho in charge. Let me know. Schottensteins, a.k.a. Schottenheimer. They're all working in unison, guys. We have the holy trifecta here.
I do, I can speak for the fact that Chalk Montana definitely doesn't speak with those glorious predictions very often. So, he feels it, and it's real. So, again, we have the team, the players, on offense, defense. For the most part, I think we're missing a piece here on offense. Of course, we're missing a kicker. But outside of those couple of things, I think we got the right offensive scheme, hopefully going forward. With someone like McCarthy who has the feel and the knowledge of how to run an offense, unlike Kellen Moore. So one thing about calling plays or making up plays, another thing about running an offense, that's a different kind of thing that Kellen Moore never done. McCarthy has. Of course, we know, yes, the Godfather, who I believe is defensive Godfather, is Dan Quinn. And, I think that they're going to be running the show perfectly fine. The elite defense is what's going to be, it's our identity this year and hopefully beyond that. So that's why I think it's going to run through that. And then the offense is just, will be good enough to, I think, bring, again, get helped by that great defense to get some points on that board. I'm with you there, More. I'm with you there, Chalk Montana. Now, as we get rolling, we didn't even get rolling really tonight here on the news. But you guys know how to stop us and how to keep it rolling. And listen, let me just get right to it because we talked about a playoff game. We talked about playoffs, wild card, Peacock, right? NBC Peacock, they had a streaming system. Why did I have a question. We talked about Prime getting those games, and everything's kind of moving to the online streaming. Of course, YouTube's going to have the YouTube live streams for the games. But how did NFL Network get back on the Comcast, Peacock, NBC so fast? And how did it become the NFL's preferred streaming channel? Well, the reason is, and I believe this is a guess. This is a guess, guys.
Works
a theory.
Over NBC.
No, it's a theory.
Okay.
But Roger Goodell had a call with Comcast CEO Brian Roberts a little while ago, and things got quote unquote worked out. Some deals are getting done, guys, that they're going to maximize that whatever deal, whatever money's getting paid. I'm telling you, Comcast CEO Brian Roberts and Roger Goodell, NFL commissioner, they are making deals behind the scenes. And after that phone call, things turned to go towards, hey, Peacock's getting all the next wave of NFL push. Interesting. I'm going to just keep that out there and leave it hanging. We'll see what comes from that. Now,
sorry, so because it's something that literally just happened.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I know we mentioned it, but in the craziness of the internet going out, this concerns me just a tiny bit because just tonight, guys, I don't know if anybody was trying to watch that Miami Heat game, the Celtics game, and if you were and you were watching it through YouTube, guess what happened to you? You did not get to see the last few minutes of that game because it was down for literally everyone. Everyone.
Streaming system having issues? Ooh,
so, considering we're just a handful of months away from YouTube taking over as the NFL's preferred streaming Sunday tickets, streaming package, this Peacock deal, obviously with the playoff games and everything else, I don't know. Starting to feel like maybe not the safest solution. So, just something to keep in mind maybe try to have at least one backup method of watching your favorite Dallas Cowboys here, outside of just, your usual regular streaming methods, just because obviously we're all probably going to need at least a backup somewhere.
We'll definitely be on top of that during the regular season, right?
So anyway, just throwing that out there because I can see that's probably going to be an issue that continues to get worse as the future goes on. So
we'll have to keep tabs on that as
things keep going.
As this first year of being on YouTube goes on. Now, I want to talk about we're talking NFL news here, obviously, where we start with a little NFL mix. Buffalo Bills, Damar Hamlin. We know the situation with him, the chest injury that stopped his heart. He's been named the winner of the 2023 George Halas Award. And it's from the Pro Football Writers of America announced that today. This award is given annually to an NFL player, coach, or staff member who overcomes the most adversity to succeed. So obviously he came back from the dead. I mean, that's pretty good. So Damar Hamlin named the George Halas Award winner. Yeah, he gets the award.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but for some reason, the way you said that, he came back from the dead. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's a good reason to win this award.
You can say that.
A touching moment as well for Joe Buck and the great Troy Aikman. They were at the 2023 Disney Upfront on Tuesday, and both of them were able to meet and share the stage with Buffalo Bill, George Halas Award winner, Damar Hamlin. So again, they had a great moment together there. Again, he's not a clone. It's not fake. It wasn't the vaccine. I'm just going to leave it at that. All those things are hopefully under the now. We passed that stage of silliness. Now, that's NFL news. How about some more NFL news regarding two of our Cowboy coaches? So today there was a list of 40 NFL coaches. NFL, not head coach, all kinds of coaches, right? Participating in the NFL's Coach Accelerator program this spring in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It includes Dolphins tight end coach John Embry. Embry was part of the program last year, selects coaches based on their high potential to be an NFL head coach, usually, minorities. And again, not just black, but I'm saying black, Hispanic, Asian, all groups, women. So again, Aiden Dirty. How do you say his name? Aden Dirty, our defensive line coach, good friends with Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr. We know how close he is with Dan Quinn. Both these guys are attached to Dan Quinn's hip, and both these guys are on the list for the Dallas Cowboys of these 40 coaches in this accelerator program that could be future head coaches. We know for a fact Joe Witt Jr. is headed that way. He could have been a defensive coordinator this year. He stayed in Dallas with Dan Quinn. He'll be the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys next year if Dan Quinn replaces Mike McCarthy. You can mark my words there. That's our defensive coordinator, Joe Witt Jr.
Depending on how everything goes, too. Remember, Quinn was being courted by several teams, so...
Yeah, but if McCarthy's gone, Dan Quinn is next for the Cowboys as head coach.
I agree, but if Dan Quinn is gone and McCarthy is still here...
Well, yeah, that happens.
What I'm saying is, regardless of however that goes, Joe is still the guy slated to take over
Joe Witt Jr.
DQ.
Well, and again, I agree...
DC.
I agree, except if Dan Quinn goes somewhere, if Dan Quinn goes somewhere else as a head coach, he might take Joe Witt and make him the head.
You're right.
I'm just saying that's as simple as that. He's going to go with him. So is Aiden Dirty too. So keep that in mind. That's a big reason why the Cowboys want to keep Dan Quinn, because keep the other coaches. And if one of them move, like for instance, this is simple: Dan Quinn head coach, Joe Witt Jr. becomes our defensive coordinator, and Aiden Dirty becomes our second in command to the assistant to the head coach there. That's the way it's going to be the breakdown pretty much through Dan Quinn. And our guys here, these two guys, minority coaches, they're getting looked at now to a bigger scale, a wider scale. Joe Witt already was looked at last year, and he's been interviewed for multiple defensive coordinator spots. He's about to go somewhere. So these are some good names the Cowboys putting forward, and Dan Quinn leading the way with these guys, opening doors for them. They will have a chance now to open doors for others. So I'm looking forward to Joe Witt Jr., see what he does. And Aiden Dirty, we'll see what happens. I mean, he's up and coming as well. So, again, good to see. Cowboys are fully involved, heavily involved in this. And you were talking about the Celtics, baby, a minute ago. The Boston Celtics game in Boston against the Miami Heat. Listen, Micah Parsons, guess where he was? He was at the game, guys. He's everywhere, isn't he? This guy is every basketball game.
I feel like we're seeing him everywhere.
I mean, I've seen Micah Parsons, of course, in Dallas Maverick games. We saw him in the Philadelphia 76er game. Now he's at a Boston Celtics game wearing a black jersey, the green trim and the white trim there of Celtics with the number 0. And he said this, he posted this picture and he said himself, quote, "Let me guess, I want to be a Patriot also? Laugh out loud. Remember, guys, when he was wearing the Philadelphia 76er jersey, half a Cowboy fan base went nuts for some unknown reason, saying, that's wrong, how dare you, you want to be an Eagle? Come on. And, of course, the Eagle fans were like, yeah, see, he wants to be a Cowboy, and they went
breaking news.
Sucking their own Eagle.
Micah Parsons reportedly wants to become a New England Patriot.
No, he wore wearing a Boston Celtics jersey, now he wants to be a New England Patriot. Yeah, no, he doesn't. And I don't hear many Patriot fans going crazy about that. You know why? Because they ain't simps like the Eagle fans. So either way, guys, everybody wants Micah Parsons, but everyone's also realistic except for those Eagle fans. And Micah kept going. He said, if y'all think I bought this jersey, y'all are out of your minds. So he didn't even bother buying the Boston. He went to the game, and I guess they gave him one, gifted him one, presented him one. Who knows? I don't know. But he basically saying that he was given that jersey, and he's repping that jersey whenever he goes see these games. He gave him a jersey. And then there was another picture, showed him in all the different basketball games, all the different jerseys, like 3 or 4 different teams. He said, quote, bro, starting next year, I'm claiming one team. Probably the best thing to do is to claim the Dallas Mavericks. I'm just going to say that for him if he's going to go forward claiming one team. But, Micah's a basketball fan, NBA fan, so, he's going to be, right now this year, he's been repping 3 or 4 different teams. Some Cowboy fans, some Dallas fans, I'm not very happy about that. Listen, I don't really care. As long as he's not repping any other football teams except for the Dallas Cowboys, that's all I personally care about.
Other sports, sorry, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly, that's fine. So Mike is good in my book. Now, what about Dak Prescott? I we have our ups and downs. We have our different thoughts about Dak. I know we've been very vocally positive about Dak because I feel there's other issues that are bigger than Dak Prescott. You give Dak the right people around him and have a consistent play calling, offensive mindset scheme that actually caters to him. He will be much better than you've seen, and he's already been damn good and overcame a lot. So, how many points per game will Dak and the Cowboys average this year? Why do I say that? Baby, Kurt Warner, the most consecutive seasons averaging 30 or more team point per game by a starting quarterback. So, the most consecutive years of leading your team with 30 or more points per game per year. Kurt Warner, 99, 2000, 2001. Tom Brady, 2010, 11, and 12. This is since 1950. Peyton Manning, 2012, 13, and 14. Drew Brees, 2018, 19, and 20. And the man on your screen, Dak Prescott, 2020, 2021, and 2022. That's right. When Dak was in there in 2020, broke that ankle, but he was putting up those 35 points a game. Now, look, I know the teams we played. I know the whole story about the weaker teams, but it's hard to do that with anybody against any teams anytime in your career. These are the only 5 guys that have ever done this back-to-back seasons. I'm sorry, consecutive seasons, 3 seasons in a row, back-to-back-to-back since 1950. Kurt Warner, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and Dak Prescott. You can love him or hate him. That right there is a fact. Most passing touchdowns versus the blitz. Now, baby, versus the blitz. We talked about Dak. He's had a damn good time with blitzes, but how good? Has he been the best? Well, baby, against the blitz, Patrick Mahomes threw 25 touchdowns against the blitz. The only other guy that did it also is on your screen. It's not me and the wife. It's Rain Dakota Prescott. Guys, Dak Prescott and Patrick Mahomes, the only quarterbacks with 25 touchdowns versus the blitz. I think that was last year, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just saying right now, we have the talent. You don't have Joe Montana. Well, we got somebody who's better than Trent Dilfer, and Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. I'll leave it at that. Now, the Cowboys, if you look at the power rankings, and we say the power rankings always. We rank 7th in the NFL right now, according to ESPN's power rankings. What's one spot ahead where we were in the last time these power rankings came? So we went up a power ranking spot after the draft. Who cares? The only power ranking that counts is the one the Chiefs have, and that's the Super Bowl. That's the only thing. I don't care if we come 2nd, 3rd, 4th like the Eagles. Who cares? You're trash. The number 1 team is the only thing that matters in the end. Now, before I get to the next set of things, I think I'd do a shout out here, guys, because let me just double check here. And baby, you hit the comments in there. I think I got to check something here in the chat and on my side of things.
So real quick, Thomas Garrett said we had the offense, but the issue was was the philosophy. So and again,
and that's the scheme. That's the coaching. That is Kellen Moore. And the adapting plan B, C, and D. We don't have plan A with Kellen Moore, and it was
it is asinine. Kind of fun that we are facing off against Kellen Moore again this year. And also in a weird way, even Aaron Rodgers.
Week 7.
Just
week
throwing
6.
that out
Week
there.
6.
Because it does
Week 2
feel...
for Aaron Rodgers.
extra personal. And let's be honest. Any football game, of course it matters. Of course we're fighting all out. But there's a few games that do feel a little more personal, right? Like I imagine the 49ers game is going to be another one of those matchups, right? It hurts a little more, it stings a bit more. So you put a little more heart in.
I really want to beat these teams the most when we're in the playoffs. Like we lose to the Eagles once, or we lose to the Niners in the regular season. All right,
but you know
beat
what?
them in the playoffs.
Beat them in the regular season first.
That's true. And right now we got a person here who's trying to beat everyone on this board, baby, because you see in first place on the overall board, David S. just dropped another $20 Tony Pollard holler. And he said, quote, "I'm the new boss. Go Cowboys."
Thank you so much, David.
Yes.
Appreciate you. Much love.
And if you want us to put a different name.
Not sure if you have a different username in the chat.
Yeah,
if you do, let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
In the chat or through the Cash App.
Yeah, if you let us know through the Cash App, that's fine. But wherever it is, right now, I'll get you as David S. Appreciate you, brother. In first place on both boards. Overall and Cash App. Much love to the man, David. Repping that star over everything.
I'm sorry, I'm cracking up because I have to read these two comments.
Okay.
Bruce got the toxic juice said, but MCF, comparing Dak to any good QBs is blasphemy. And then Drums and Cowboys said, good grief, I give up, LOL. Dak defenders are like the religious types that knock on your door. Now we're classifying Dak along with Mahomes.
No.
I just thought it was funny since they were like basically back to back.
Well, no, but that's the thing, though. I'm trying to say, I'm not comparing to Mahomes. I'm just saying, versus the blitz, Mahomes, who we expect there, Dak, maybe you didn't expect there. But Dak against the blitz has been very good. Dak in an up-tempo offense is very good. I mean, look how many times we went up-tempo last year, the year before that, the year before that, and the year before that. Look how many times we went up-tempo. Very rarely. And I'm not saying you can do that all game. Of course you can't. But you can do it more than what we did. And Kellen Moore just said we're going to stick to this long route option, developing play calls that he never adapted to the shitty offensive line pass protection we had last year. That's facts. And, or he could say at the very least inconsistent. Dak's running for his life, making plays happen with a horrible pass protecting offensive line. That's what the facts are last year. Dak didn't get sacked as much as you'd think a quarterback under that kind of duress would be.
This is what I meant earlier when I said it is Dak's fault, but it's also not Dak's fault. Dak is absolutely responsible, culpable, part of the blame, the one to blame. All those things are true. Also, he's not necessarily the only reason we are in this scenario. Of course, Dak Prescott is going to look bad and make mistakes because of certain things. Look, that's what I'm trying to say.
So it's his fault? Sometimes, he made some
That's what I mean by both
decisions.
things can be true at the same time.
I agree.
Dak could be the problem. Dak could also not be the problem.
And that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think he is the problem, but he is one of the problems.
So
a lot of these here. So much love to everybody, whether you agree or disagree. We can keep it talking. But look, I hope that even if you don't like Dak, I really hope you still want Dak to be successful and win a Super Bowl for the Dallas Cowboys and help us. It's not the Dak Cowboys. We win one, it's not because of Dak. And we lose it, it's not because of Dak, but Dak is part of what makes it happen or not happen. So you want Dak to be successful because you want the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. If you're a Cowboy fan, that's where that should stop. Now, it doesn't mean you can't doubt Dak or have your doubts or dislike Dak in some situations, but remember, the grass is always greener on the other side, it feels like, right? I mean, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, we're going to go and get this new guy, and then we're going to go 10 years and not even come as close as we did with Dak. You don't play games sometimes with that quarterback. But we'll see, because we got to talk about extensions today here, because Stephen Jones spoke. But where did Stephen Jones speak, baby? Now, well, no. Today, the 2024 PBR World Finals were announced, and it's going to be held at AT&T Stadium, of course. A big get together right there out in front of the Star today. And who was out there outside of? Again, I don't know if Jerry Jones is there. They had people on that stage representing the situation, but we had, again, we got. Is it the bowling? Is that what PBR is? But the thing is this, guys: Jake Ferguson, Josh Ball, and Michael Gallup were the three guys standing there representing the Cowboys on stage in this live event. Okay, that was earlier today. Now, who else? To me, again, baby, do you remember me mentioning yesterday who was on the field yesterday for the first time in a little bit?
McCarthy, right?
Yeah, Mike McCarthy was on the field. I called this last night.
It took me a second. I was thinking of a play.
Today, they're reporting, oh, by the way, I mean, they must have watched MCF last night, right? Today, they're reporting, oh, yeah, Mike McCarthy, by the way, he's back in the building. Guys, we knew this here at My Cowboys Family literally last night. So if you joined us last night, this is old news.
Yeah, you guys knew something even the major networks apparently didn't know.
Yeah, listen, we do our best here to give you everything that falls to the nooks and the cracks and the crannies and all that good stuff, but Mike McCarthy, you can't miss him. He was on that field after the back surgery, and he's over there talking with Dak and being part of the veteran rookie integration, which is this week. It's not really hitting. There's no integration of the scheme, but it is the veterans and rookies for the first time together. No helmets, no cleat, no pads, nothing like that. But it's just the walkthroughs and that kind of stuff to get together. But McCarthy's back, which means he'll be back for May 22nd, which is the big kind of days when installation, we need the head coach there. So great news to see him back early. But, as I told you guys, missing rookie minicamp. I told you he was back yesterday. Today was confirmed. So you're welcome. MCF says you're welcome. Now, Jake Ferguson and Michael Gallup were both today at this event, along with Josh Ball. I'm not going to talk to him. Josh Ball isn't saying anything of importance, and he's just hoping to get a spot in this team, which I doubt he'll get. But let's talk about the guys that are definitely on this team. Jake Ferguson, for a quick minute, he actually made a comment along with Michael Gallup about Mike McCarthy, believe it or not. So both Ferguson and Gallup said this about Mike McCarthy being back at the start after back surgery that caused him to miss the rookie camp last week. Quote, he's a fun guy. That's what Gallup said. Fun guy. He's always trying to dap you up and say what's up, but we definitely missed him in the locker room. So, hey, guys, again, it almost feels like McCarthy sometimes is not, you don't think he's going to be as missed, and maybe he doesn't have that personality. Once he's gone, they realize that, something's, his style of things is not there anymore. That feel is gone from the locker room, from the whole camaraderie of the guys. So McCarthy made more important than we think he is. He already 3 years into his fourth, establishing that, the mindset of this team, for the last couple of years. And then Gallup spoke a lot more, and I know you have some stuff he spoke on, but I also have some stuff maybe that he spoke about here, and it's about his ACL, the injury. He's ready to go, guys. He's ready. He's back. Michael Gallup said, quote, I'm very confident this year that I'll be the player that I was before my knee injury. It just feels different. I'm smiling every time I walk into the facility. He said there was loss of confidence last year. Michael Gallup said, quote, I came back from that torn ACL. I was thinking too much. My knee was feeling sore, and it was just different. I never really had it like that last year. And then he said about this year, quote, it's different. I feel springy again. So it's good to see Michael Gallup already fully confident back.
He obviously came back at like 90%. That last 10% clearly made a big difference. So now he's fully physically ready. And I do kind of appreciate the fact that he did point out that, it mentally playing at a level that he knew physically was not at the level he was used to messed with him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because he physically wasn't able to play he was used to, it mentally affected him, which obviously ended up on the field affecting him, right? So we saw Michael Gallup have, I think, wasn't he like the number one guy for drops on our team last year?
I don't know if it was last year, but I know he was the last couple of years.
If he wasn't the first, he was in like the top three. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be surprised Noah Brown was one of them.
He was still one of the guys that dropped the most targets, which is just unfortunate.
Yeah, throughout his career, he's been one of the most drop pass guys on our team. But I think it's more important. The way he played last year was disappointing. He came back too fast, like you said, all those things. But I want to also remind people, how many people were worried about Gallup and the injury timeline before he struggled on the field? It wasn't a hindsight 2020 kind of thing. Yeah, it's more, again, guys, it's not about believing he can bounce back. I believe he can definitely bounce back. I think there's a real reason why, and I'll explain in a minute. But the knee, another year removed from surgery, is obviously important, but the confidence is obviously a big jump on top of that. And I think, and this is what I'm kind of going to say, guys, I believe a major help to Michael Gallup this year is this guy. Brandon Cooks, if you didn't know, number 3 is in our team, guys.
Yeah, because if Gallup, even if physically Gallup is, not too far removed from where he was last year because he was almost perfectly healthy, right? If he mentally believes that he is now like physically 100% and able to do things that he felt like he wasn't able to do, again, the mind is very powerful.
And when you got Brandon Cooks in the field, it's going to open up more opportunities for Michael Gallup. That's a fact, guys. The importance of the Cooks addition will lead to better matchups, right? He's not going to get the second. He's not going to get the second cornerback. He's going to get the third cornerback a lot of the times. He's going to get the weakest cornerback probably. So he's going to get better matchups. It's going to mean that Gallup should be a bigger factor to returning to form and on that field being more productive because of number 3, Brandon Cooks on the field. Gallup should get better. 3, 13, put a 1 in front of it. It don't matter. Both these guys will be helping each other, but Brandon Cooks is going to help, I think, the most for Michael Gallup. And, of course, CeeDee Lamb. I'll talk about him in a little bit, but I think that's a major part of this. And, baby, I think that Gallup spoke about this a little bit more as well in a more detailed situation. That's my 2 cents on this, but start the trio of CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, and Brandon Cooks. That's going to be the big deal this year. And Gallup had his thoughts on the situation, especially. Michael Gallup spoke about trading for Brandon Cooks and how it's going to change things. So, baby, what was his thoughts about trading for this guy, number 3, Brandon Cooks? What did Gallup say?
Oh, man. Brandon Cooks, I'm talking about a 10-year vet that has 6 seasons, over 1,000 yards. He's just bringing knowledge to the whole group, and we love him in there. I ain't going to lie to you. He has been in there every day, working, just trying to win. That's all he wants to do is just win, and he wants to do it as a group. He's a great addition. Cooks has been talking to the group about getting your body right. That's all he keeps preaching. He talks to everybody. When you're done with this, you're done with that, make sure you stretch, do what you're supposed to do so you can stay in the league as long as you possibly can. That's one of the biggest things right now. Football, that's going to be there. We got in the league for a reason. But he's over here talking about how you stay in the league. And that's the knowledge that he's bringing.
I love it. I love the staying in the NFL part
some
of
nice
things.
commentary from a guy who just came off an ACL injury that I'm sure nobody wants to see him repeat in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So
of course not. No, but staying in the NFL, staying healthy, doing the right things. Brandon Cooks is teaching these guys, a veteran for a reason.
Getting in the NFL and staying in the NFL, 2 different things.
Yeah. Great thought process, and I'm glad Gallup's learning a little bit. Baby, listen to this. Brandon Cooks. This is going to help. It's going to help Gallup. It's going to help CeeDee Lamb, but it's going to help Dak Prescott too. Brandon Cooks last year, with shitty quarterbacks there in Houston Texans, and nobody else is a receiver for them, the average separation, 2.9 yards per pass. He was open by almost 3 yards every time he was targeted last year. The average depth of route, 12.3 yards. That means he gets a little down the field there. He can make things happen. He can clear space, get separation at a depth of about 12 yards. That's a lot. Average yards that he gets beyond the first down marker. That means he's breaking bigger plays. He gets about 3.5 yards past the first down marker. That's pretty fucking good. And yards per target every time, no matter what. 8.9 yards. 9 yards per target every time. A guaranteed fucking a 2nd and 2 at the very least, in a way, right? So Brandon Cooks is going to make a big difference. Michael Gallup spoke on this. To me, it's when you add all 3 guys together, baby. When you add all 3 of these guys here, right? And I'm gonna actually cover you up here, but you got all 3 guys, 1, 2, and 3 here, right? Michael Gallup, probably our 3rd guy on the outside. You got Cooks and CeeDee Lamb, 1 and 2 here, that will switch on the outside and inside. All 3 guys, baby. CeeDee Lamb's best season was in 2022. 107 catches, 1,359 yards, and 9 receiving touchdowns. Brandon Cooks' best season, 2019. He had 80 catches that year, 1,204 yards, and 5 receiving touchdowns. Michael Gallup's best season was 2019 as well. 66 catches, 1,104 yards, and 6 receiving touchdowns. What do you think all 3 guys can do possibly this year, with this Mike McCarthy run offense and Dak Prescott at the helm? I'm just saying, we got the weapons. If the offensive line can hold and the offensive scheme can cater to Dak, then we got ourselves a monster offensive trio here, guys. A 1-2-3 punch. It's going to be tough to stop, and that's a little glimpse of what these 3 guys can do.
No one's going to go into this season thinking, the Cowboys have one of the best receiver situations in the NFL. But if things go that way, wait till week 8, week 9.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, point is, wait till halfway through the season and see how that's quickly reevaluated and readjusted, right?
Yeah, we'll see. Yes, I will be. We will all be watching this, but I do think any kind of modifications we made by McCarthy, I trust that more than Kellen Moore doing modifications. And Gallup as our number 3, Cooks as our inside or outside number 2, and CD motherfucking Lamb.
Yep, Akeem
so number
Sears,
1.
much
You know
love,
it.
saying getting Brandon Cooks was huge.
Huge for this offense, for Dak, for McCarthy, for Gallup, for CD Lamb. It's not just for Dak Prescott; it's for the offense. People don't get that, and Mike McCarthy in a big way with the West Coast, 30 to 35% additional tweaks that you're going to see this year. Now, as we keep it rolling, I'm checking here.
Aztec, what's up?
Yeah,
Much love.
Az in the house.
Yeah, well, let me remind everybody here real quick to take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You guys can follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily. And, of course, hop in the Discord. The link for that's in the description box down below. So, huge and extra special shout-out, of course, to the sponsor of the week.
The man.
Mahalo to you, Mark Hovsepian.
Yes.
All the way from Hawaii. And not just, sponsor of the week. He's bossing that stream around with
A little Witten style right there.
Yeah,
a little 82. Of course, don't forget the king of the Cash App, Jason Renfro.
Gotta crown the king.
Hell yeah. Skeptical Fan, the current leader on the monthly gifting membership lead board up there. Much love to him. 15 for him. Scorpio has 1. And don't forget the leaders currently on the overall board and on the Cash App. It's the same guys. It's the one guy. It's David S. representing here, Cash App leader and overall leader. Much love to you, baby. Also remind everybody, really quickly, little commercial break.
Yeah, outside of a
super
chat
chats,
and
membership, gift giving, all those ways. There's 4 other ways to help out the channel.
You do have the Cash App, money sign MyCowboysFamily, the Venmo at my-cowboys-family, the regular PayPal link, and of course the Streamlabs link. Your comment shows up right here on screen.
Just like Super Chat.
Like a Super Chat.
Hell yeah. So appreciate everybody who's dropped the love tonight. And we're going to finish up strong here on another great stream. And the last but not least, the guy we'd all love to hate, Stephen Jones. As I call him, Steve Jones. Steve Jones. But Stephen Jones spoke today, baby. And to me, this was the most interesting kind of couple of comments that came out. First and foremost, not really that big of a deal when it comes to the schedule, I guess you can say. The reason I say that, as I cover my face, Stephen Jones was asked about the schedule. His first takeaway about the schedule, what was the thing that stood out to him? Quote from Stephen Jones, the Buffalo game in December. Obviously, it's a great home field advantage for the Bills, especially in the winter. They're a great football team. That's obviously more than likely going to be a pretty cold game, end quote. So, and that's, I will admit something. I hate that I have to agree with Stephen Jones on this, but that's one of those games that's sneaky tough. Not even sneaky tough, but people forget about, you see the Niners, who got extra hate for them, get Eagles twice, you get a couple other teams in there, but then you look at the Buffalo Bills do not overlook. That's going to be a tough game because in December, in the cold, in Buffalo, it's going to be a challenge.
Less sneaky tough and more unexpected in the sense that, you kind of, again, like you said, the 49ers, they're a good team. Yeah. The Eagles, they're a good team. Like, all the good things or the tough things about them. But with the Bills, a few things kind of slip your mind, and those things that slip your mind end up being the things that bite you in the ass. Yeah,
listen, that cold and the crowd and the home field advantage, that stuff, you're coming into some hostile territory there, so we'll see.
So in Azteca, man, we are trying everything possible to try and coordinate it, but honestly,
it's crazy how
it's 2 years in a row now that the Cowboys schedule lines up in the worst possible way when it comes to our work schedule and also our
family schedule.
Kid schedule.
Guys, you don't understand. Like, we are going with the kids. That's the plan for us. And if you look at the blue, it's away. We want to go to a Dallas game. Every away game is falling, except for I think 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah, so basically every odd week is basically a week that we can more or less make it out with the kids. So, week 1, 3, 5,
in Dallas. That's the key here, in Dallas.
Every single one of those weeks is basically an away game. And then, one of the only few times is around Mr. MCF's birthday. Oh, but wait.
Thursday game.
Thanksgiving and the Thursday game and the this. Oh,
guys, they screwed us again. Second straight. Listen, we might be able to make like one.
Oh, but what about maybe my birthday week? Oh, no, that's our bye week.
I mean, just a constant screw over. So we are going to try, I promise. But if it's not this year, has to be next year. As a thing I have in my mind, I have to take my daughter before she turns 18 to a Dallas Cowboy game. I got 1 year to go. So if not this year, it's got to be next year. So
real quick, Cleveland Brown, I think Mr. MCF is going to respectfully decline that.
What is it?
Eagles jersey.
I'll take
there.
it, and then I'll burn it live on stream, baby. He
said, if it's not a big deal wearing an Eagles jersey, I'll buy one for you on your birthday at Xmas, and I would hope you would wear it on stream.
If you do that, I will burn it. Hey, Cleveland Brown, I'm telling you, you'll make good content for the channel, but I'm burning that fucking jersey.
While you're wearing it, but yes.
No, that will never touch my body in that way, ever. The only thing that touch my body is to wet my asshole. That's it.
Sears, much so. We actually have family, in Georgia, so we actually, we try to expand our search as far as like cowboy availability for the games and things like that local, just because
we got a couple different places we can try, but everyone hits on the worst time.
I know it's the world's smallest violin type of situation,
I don't want
but we've had the worst luck with the Dallas Cowboys basically since I have become a fan of Dallas Cowboys.
This is before MCF, baby.
We couldn't even make it to the Miami game. The Jacksonville game was in freaking London. The Tampa
Back
game,
in the old
of course,
days,
was opening night. Like
we had our own. We had our coaching days. We missed coaching because of intramurals for the kids. It's just you don't understand.
I know. Anyway.
So many things, guys. We've made it out there multiple times to the Cowboy games, but man, we're gonna try again this year, and definitely by next year we're there.
No L's.
Yeah, every time you've been there, it's been a win, big win. Now, guys, let me finish up here because that's not all he spoke. The schedule thing was the least thing he spoke about, honestly. So let's fast forward past that to the offensive linemen. A lot of people, that's kind of the big thing here. And I want to say what Stephen Jones said. I want to know what you think, baby. Stephen Jones said this about our offensive line, quote, our top 5 offensive linemen are our top 5 linemen. Tyron Smith, Tyler Smith, Tyler Biadasz, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele. Those are our top 5 linemen who are our top 5 linemen. That's a quote from Stephen Jones. He continued by saying, quote, I really felt like if you're going to get your best 5 who have played in this league, then those are our best 5. We'll see what happens from there. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen. Now we're getting real, a little more real here. We're getting a little more of the answers of what's going on in our offensive line. And Tyler Biadasz is our center. Zach Martin's our right guard. And Terrence Steele will eventually be our right tackle. Tyron Smith will be our left tackle, and Tyler Smith will be our left guard. Now, that's my prediction. But before that happens, we have to wait for Terrence Steele on the right side, right in front of your face here in the picture, baby. Mm-hmm. Terrence Steele's got to get back on that field, and he's got to be good to go. Before he gets on that field, you got Tyron Smith at the right tackle, Tyler Smith at left tackle, and then we don't know at guard yet. Now, there's another option I'm going to throw out there, and people might not like this. Could Chuma Edoga play that left tackle spot and Tyler Smith play left guard?
No.
Okay, I'm just throwing it out there. Then we better figure. I'm just trying to
throw it out.
How about Let's playing left tackle? I'm just trying to figure out another left tackle.
No.
Until Terrence Steele gets back.
Too.
So you gotta put Terrence Steele. You gotta listen. I don't know. Then we don't have a left tackle. Get Dalton Reisner.
I have a crash test dummy there.
Well, so. What do you think about this comment? But these 5 best guys are our 5 best guys. These will be our 5 starters when they're all healthy. The question is, what happens when they're not all healthy? So what do you think about this comment? No.
I mean, do you want my...
Just your comment, your thought about
we're
his...
screwed. I know this may be
we talked about all these great things.
Now no. It is, again, we have a lot of good things going for us. But, that little asterisk there at the end, when they're all out there and healthy, we're probably going to get like 2 games with all of those guys available. Right? Tyron Smith is gonna fold like a wet paper towel.
Injury waiting to happen.
Respectfully. Right? I mean that with the utmost respect to Tyron.
So yeah, true. When he goes down, then what's the next step?
And then that's also hoping that everyone else stays 100% healthy. We have been very lucky. But one thing that we haven't really touched on, I don't want to think about it too long, but even Zach Martin has been starting to show some wear and tear. Right, this past year he played with that knee issue.
Still elite.
Again,
yes, I get what you're throwing out there. I know what you're doing.
Playing with fire, putting ourselves in a situation where, it's one thing to miss Tyron Smith, which would suck, but at least that is something that we can adjust to and we're used to. But
our leader right now on the board, David Shamet, said Terrence will start game 1. As long as that happens, I'm happy. But I see other comments like Cleveland Brown saying 6 games. In 6 games, Terrence Steele will be there. Will Tyron Smith be there? And when, and I'm saying when Tyron Smith goes down, what the fuck do we do? family.
It feels
what do we do at that point? Even Terrence Steele back. What happens at left? Well, let's go. Get ready, yo. Well, let's go going in the game. Or we get a guard and move Tyler Smith back out.
Look, I look, at least Terrence being healthy and able to play gives us even more time to continue to, try to work one of these rookies. Because let's be honest, we wish it was not up to Let's Go or Ball, but it is. Somebody has to do at least a semi-half decent job. Because if not, then someone is going to do a even worse job.
And that means trouble. That means we're going to have trouble with the scheme and Dak quarterbacking and running the ball. And then,
Dallas is not going to go in a different direction here. They're not just going to wake up one day and decide, maybe Let's Go and Ball aren't enough. Maybe we do need to do something else.
Ball got to go. We know get the rookie, Awesome Richards. He's not going to be ready to go. I think Chuma Edoga is the good backup for the guard and tackle spots, but we're still missing a true starter. And Tyron Smith goes down. Terrence Steele's not ready. We don't get a left guard. That's 3 fucking issues I just mentioned. 3 issues. We're relying on a rookie, a guy who's a castaway, and guys that suck that are inside like Farniak and and Josh fucking Ball. Well, let's go. A little confidence in him. Chuma Edoga, a little confidence in him. But as starters, Farniak as a starter at guard, come on, family. So yes, I kind of agree with you. It's a little bit of a shit show here, especially if you expect all 5 guys to last the entire season. So any last comments on? Because I'm done with the offensive line stuff, but this is like really truly the most important thing on this team is what's going to happen on this offensive line to shore this shit up. Dalton Reisner out there, you pick him up today for $5 fucking million before the Giants do. And you solidify that left guard spot. No more of these fucking games. No more games. Just facts. That's all I'm saying. We got facts of players that can play out there and we can make it through most of a season.
Yep. Dave Shemet said he should. Right? Bruce got the text that you said, just put a traffic cone at guard. It's the most Jones thing ever. Tommy Montoya, much love, saying, Micah didn't ever wear an Eagles jersey. It was a Sixers jersey.
Correct.
A real Cowboy fan will never wear an Eagles jersey.
And he said he'd never wear one, by the way. I mean, I'm assuming, unless he became an Eagle one day, which would be vomitous.
Yeah, Jason Rumford said, I'd like to see a Cowboy game other than the She-Eagles. So, hey, hopefully you can. Akeem Sears also throwing out there, Josh Ball, to me, is garbage. He's garbage to everyone.
He's garbage on the field. He's garbage as a human, in my opinion. And again, still haven't seen crap from him, no pun intended. So, yeah, he's on the way out as far as I'm concerned here.
Trust me, Steven, we're definitely hoping the coaches will figure it out. Yeah. I think most of us are actually relatively hopeful that our coaches will figure it out. It's funny because,
that's one of my biggest doubts.
As much questions, as much kind of maybe distrust that there might be around certain players or certain positions or whatever, I don't think I've ever seen such an overwhelming consensus that our coaching staff is top tier, elite, great, going to be able to accomplish the goals that they want to accomplish, It just definitely more McCarthy lovers and haters, and there were quite a few haters even just last year.
I just don't understand, though, how we could come out this draft and free agency and say the Cowboys. I hear some Cowboy content creators and other fans saying the Cowboys don't need help. Why do we need help on offensive line? And even if you don't think we need help right now with the starters, with Terrence Steele, healthy and back, and Tyron Smith healthy and back, what about our depth? Again, most people will not trust Let's Go as a left guard, a left tackle starting. There's no left guard that we got really as real than Tyler Smith. So let's be honest. There's there's obvious issues at the offensive line. If it's a perfect season and no one gets hurt, we should be all right. We should be very good. Pass blocking and running, but pass blocking and the run game, I'm sorry. But I do think that's a pipe dream. When you got Tyron Smith out there and you got Terrence Steele with the injury, you don't know how that's going to take effect on him. And that's why I say Reisner, though. Stephen White says no, Reisner. He believes Reisner is radiation. I know Reisner pushed Ripken, shitty quarterback in Denver, and on the sideline in that Christmas game, and he got a lot of bad rap for that. But I'd still take him over Ball. I see Choctaw say he's solid in the run. He's got a pass block, too, and he's horrible on the pass block side. Reisner is better in both those categories than Josh Ball. So, again, those 3 linemen are not good linemen. Farniak, not good, okay? Let's be real. You got, Sim Richards, a rookie. You got, Let's Go's redshirted, basically. He played 2 games with that. I like his potential. Ball's trash as of now. Overall as an overall starter, he is trash. He cannot start out there. So you're just seeing, guys, there's not many spots. Chuma Doga is the only guy that can maybe give you a start here and there, but not a whole season. So that's where the issues are. Dalton Reisner, the problems, the glass-eating asshole attitude, good. We need that. We would love that on our left guard spot, and we can stop worrying about musical chairs on this damn offensive line. I know the Cowboys love these musical chairs, though, and that's one of the crappy problems about it. So moving us on from the offensive line, let's go to Micah, because Stephen Jones wasn't done talking. He spoke about Micah Parsons. And Micah's been working out, mostly in the Austin area, of course, this offseason, not at the start for the Cowboys voluntary program during these OTAs right now. Stephen Jones, all right? And again,
he actually chimed in and gave his 2 cents as far as, how he feels about Micah not
being at the start,
participating in that way.
And Stephen Jones, again, very not concerned, I guess you can say, to say the least, about it. What was the quote?
Casually said
about Micah?
Yeah, we're comfortable with that. That's not unlike a lot of our guys. Some guys get more attention for it than others. Obviously, historically, the majority of our team likes to work here. They live here and they like to work here. But understand completely if Micah's looking to get a little extra help. We've had players do that throughout the time we've been here.
Now, I also know, I'll leave it at that.
So basically
he don't seem
total
bothered.
non-issue.
Yeah, he don't seem bothered at all about Micah working out, and I don't really see an issue with that much. As long as he's back for May 22nd, which is the point. He will be. Now, what about contracts, extensions, working on these deals? We'll talk about Dak's contract, Micah's contract, CeeDee Lamb's contract, and Trayvon Diggs. Well, first, Mr. Stephen Jones here. Let me actually fix something here for you guys. There you go. Now you can see me and hear me again. Hey, there I am. Open my mouth. Stephen Jones does not see Micah Parsons and the position issue. Remember, guys, defensive line, edge rusher, or linebacker for Micah? Linebacker, you're going to make $6-8 million less than a pass rusher on the edge, right? So how will this impact, according to, they asked Stephen Jones, how will Micah playing at edge full-time impact his next contract? And according to Stephen Jones, he said, quote, no, Micah is a great player. He's a great defensive football player. Whether he gets 10-plus sacks a year at linebacker or at defensive end, I don't think it's a big difference. Micah is kind of a hybrid player. That's what makes him great. He's versatile. Agreed, 1,000,000%.
I bet you the Cowboys will be the first ones to call him a linebacker when it's time to pay him, though.
Oh yeah. Stephen Jones will say, Micah Parsons, the linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys? Yeah, that's what he'll say. But we know Micah will say, no, sir, excuse me, I'm the edge for the Dallas Cowboys. The best edge, maybe, in the NFL. The Cowboys have no leverage in any negotiations with Micah Parsons. So, Steve Jones, stop feeding the bullshit. Get the job done. The minute that he gets a chance to sign Micah is the minute he should sign this guy, number 11. Assuming no injuries happen, nothing major happens, knock on wood. It'll get done when both sides are ready. It should not be a long, drawn-out process. You might have had a question about Dak Prescott, but I know you guys don't have a question about Micah Parsons. So I think we're all on the same game there. All on the same team when it comes to number 11, Micah Parsons. On average, in the first 10 games of 2022, it took the Cowboys' edge, Micah Parsons, 2 seconds flat. I'm talking about not 2.5 seconds or 2.1 or 2 seconds flat from the snap, from that ball moves to get home, which means to get within a yard of the quarterback. 2 seconds flat, guys. That is the best in the NFL in the first 10 games of last year. That's the best in the NFL with number 11 lined up on the edge. The closest, 2.3 seconds. Again, 0.3 of a second to get home. Micah Parsons beat everyone. Best in the NFL. Myles Garrett that's a lot back in when it comes to pass rushing seconds. 0.3 of a second is a lot. Micah's dominating across the board. So you got to get Micah signed on board, repping that star forever if you have to. Now, baby, the last comment really of the night before I throw in a couple stats to this comment, you got the whole thing here. Stephen Jones on the confidence in eventually re-signing not just Micah, but Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, who's on that 5th-year contract as of right now, and the guy who's on his final contract year, Trayvon Diggs. So what did Stephen Jones have to say about the extensions on these 4 guys I just mentioned?
Said that group, we feel really good about that. I feel as we move forward, it'll be all about timing. But I feel good we can work within the parameters of the cap and make those types of things happen. And we have to continue to do well in the draft to make things like that happen. We have to continue to have guys step up and play. Because along the way, if we want to do those contracts, we'll have to make some tough decisions in other spots. We want to work on all of the above. We'll just see how this thing plays out. You can't dictate when things happen and the timing. It takes two sides. I wouldn't say just because we don't get it done by the start of the season, it doesn't mean that we're not going to ultimately sign them. So,
I mean, to me, when I look at this, hear what he said, you know what it tells me, baby? It tells me that Stephen Jones is not scared about any price tags or potential for new deals with Dak Prescott, Trayvon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, or, of course, Micah Parsons. He's going to sign him right away. What I'm reading into this, and I don't know if you agree, but he's not really feeling pressed to sign and get a Dak deal done before Joe Burrow, before Justin Herbert. These guys, the Joneses are cool with letting the price rise. Two reasons, I believe, because they want to see how Dak does this year, if he's a guy they're going to keep on board. And again, they said it themselves. Stephen Jones said he's not worried about the market going up on the quarterback spot. Again, he said that they had to handle it the first time. They'll handle it the second time if they pay Dak, and they got to pay $2-3 million more a year for his contract for another 3 or 4 years extension. So not worried about Dak getting a couple $1 million more, but they're going to wait it out a little longer. And again, not afraid of the new price tags, not just for Dak's deal, but Trayvon Diggs and CeeDee Lamb. And whatever Micah's going to cost, of course. So, I don't know. What do you think about that comment and those last comments? Because when I look at CeeDee Lamb, to me, for example, CeeDee Lamb has 2 back-to-back seasons with games of he at least had a game in each of these back-to-back years. A game that he had 10 or more receptions, a game he had 145 receiving yards or more, and 2 touchdowns. In 2021, it was against the Patriots in overtime, and last year was against the Green Bay Packers. Again, we lost that one in overtime. So, again, we won the New England one in overtime, lost in Green Bay in overtime. But CeeDee Lamb had fantastic numbers. That is why you signed, again, he's on the 5th-year deal. You signed CeeDee Lamb as soon as possible. First 3 years for CeeDee Lamb, 255 catches. Tyreek Hill in his first 3 years, 223 catches. DeAndre Hopkins, 239 catches. Calvin Johnson in his first 3 years, 193 catches. Then you look at the yardage. 3,344 yards. 3,344 for CeeDee Lamb. 3,255. 3,255 for Tyreek Hill with about 20 less catches. DeAndre Hopkins with about maybe 15 less catches. He put about 3,500 yards. Calvin Johnson with about 60 less catches. He put about 3,071 yards. So about 300. CeeDee put about 300 yards more than him. My point here is, he's in elite company, our guy here, CeeDee Lamb. And I'm talking to you there, good old Steve Jones. You got to get CD signed. No ifs, ands, or buts. You know, you could talk about other guys and wait on Trayvon Diggs if you want. You could sit here and, wait one more year on Dak Prescott. We'll have to wait and see, right? We all know the guy you don't wait on in this whole mix, in this whole group. The guy you don't wait on is Micah Parsons, guys. So hopefully Stephen Jones got his ish together. It's Jerry Jones, and we're going to get ourselves something here when it comes to these 4 players, one way or the other, in this next, I would say these next couple of months, and possibly with someone like Dak and Micah next year. Get the final numbers on that. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Any comments on this, baby, that you have on what Stephen Jones, what you just read about Stephen Jones, and just your thoughts on.
I mean, for me, at least, the thing that cracks me up is the way that he said some of it. He almost makes it sound like he's not the one, running the front office or helping to run the front office and stuff like that. So, outside of that,
he's all involved. He's like giving us double talk, this guy.
I do get what he's trying to say, but it does almost feel like he is like trying to mentally prepare Cowboy Nation for one of these deals to not work out.
Does it feel something like a little clown showish? A little bit. In
this case, I have to admit, not as much because, like I said,
it was up to something.
I do understand that it is tricky trying to sign every single player, trying to sign everybody, right? But I don't know. The way that he is phrasing that, I know tough decisions have to be made all the time, but these 4 names that were brought up it goes past tough decision. You have to do everything possible to keep them together.
At least Two of them.
At least for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and I think, this is the core, the main part of your team.
Otherwise, we're, basically prepare to rebuild for another year or two, basically, depending on which one of these guys you choose to
And the thing is that we're so close to things. Do you want to go clown show style and start rebuilding? Or do you want to go continue this drive and maybe we can get that beyond 5? That's 6 and beyond. I don't know. That's what
My worry is that for some reason it's Diggs that is somehow the problem. And again, I can't really see it being Diggs. But maybe it's just because he's been the quietest, contractually speaking, out of all of these guys that we mentioned. Dak, just because he's constantly in the spotlight. We know nothing has really moved there.
You gotta remember,
from his side or the Cowboys side, supposedly.
Remember, Dak can be done next year. I think the Cowboys are looking towards that. And you remember, Micah can't... Guys, I know Chuck Montana, Tommy Montoya, they're saying, you should get Micah. Micah can't be touched till next year. So, Micah can't be touched till next year. Dak will probably be done next year. These are 2 guys, we're still messing with these guys.
CeeDee Lamb are the 2 priorities, but
exactly. CeeDee Lamb can be done next year too. That's the crazy part because he's got the 5th year. Trayvon Diggs, we're just playing games right now. It seems like with the Cowboys, they're waiting too long on him, and he's only going to look better this year. You know why? Because you got Stephon Gilmore in there. You're going to have a more complete elite offense, a defensive rush, and defensive run stop. So what happens when the pass rush, when the defense stops the run more efficiently, more consistently, is then gets better as the pass rusher team gets more elite. Now instead of those 2nd and 3s and 2nd and 4s, you got 2nd and 8s, and then 3rd and 12s. If you get a sack, if you lose yards, I'm saying, or 3rd and 9, and 3rd and 7s. You're dealing with a lot more difficult, situations there for quarterbacks to have to just dump the ball off and let them do the running. You got to actually hope it works because you got many guys in your face, and now you got not just Trayvon Diggs, you got Stephon Gilmore on the other side. We know about the lockdown, the slot area with Bland or Jordan Lewis. My point is, you just can't pick on the other side. You can't pick on Anthony Brown's side. Now you're screwed. You got to pick on Trayvon Diggs or Gilmore, and with the pass rush better and the run stop better, it's going to equal more opportunity. So you're waiting for Trayvon Diggs to make a lot more splashes, I would say, whether it's because, whether Gilmore gets the interception because they don't go his way, he don't get burned as much because they just don't want to risk it. We can play more physical, more press. If that's the case, then it's going to be a bigger contract for Trayvon Diggs next year than it probably would have been this offseason. The Cowboys are willing to roll the dice so far. So,
let me see. So basically, don't wait on Diggs and Parsons. It's like the overwhelming...
Well, Parsons, we've got to wait till next year. But when that first moment to sign Micah Parsons begins, after his 3rd year, you sign him. I don't want to hear nothing from this front office about, we got a linebacker or an edge rusher. That kind of bullshit is going to cost us a player. And it ruins relationships. It can damage a relationship if you're sitting there saying, well, Micah, we're going to pay you a linebacker, top money linebacker, but that's still $10 million less than an edge rusher. Micah's going to be like, you're going to make me fight for this now? So we'll have to wait and see. But, the Jones got to handle this right when it comes to their star players, and they fumbled this shit a lot. Either signing the wrong star player or signing the right star player too late for too much. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, fuck up maybe with some other people, not with Micah.
I'm telling you. Diggs, like Chocolate said, Diggs is going to run and play in Buffalo. But his brother, they don't deal with this shit. So, maybe, I think we got a great show in here. I think we got a lot of things covered. If anybody has last comments or thoughts, let them in there now as we do our shout-outs. Of course, I do want to say to everybody, don't forget to hit that like button right now and subscribe. Keep growing the channel. Subscribe to My Cowboys Family. And make sure, you guys, you hit that notification bell. All videos, whether it's a video throughout the day or live stream at night. We're always trying to bring something here. Updating you on the real deal on our Dallas Cowboys and a relaxed atmosphere. It's a little VTubing action here. You don't see this anywhere else on Dallas Cowboy content creations. But hey, we keep it real. We keep it honest and genuine, and we appreciate every single one of you guys for rolling with us here, dropping your knowledge, dropping the love from above. And tonight, guys, we're truly humbled by the best of you guys. Jason Renfro, the Cash App King, he's dropped the love here tonight. 2nd place on the Cash App board. Clark Kent, man, he's in 2nd place on the overall board, dropping the drop of the some of the drops of the week so far, right? Mark Hovsepian, the sponsor of the week, all the way from Hawaii. Much love, the sponsor of the week. But he also dropped some love here on that board in 3rd place on the overall. Appreciate him as always. Stream Boss, Jason Wittenstyle, 82 points. And last but not least, it's the man David S., the Cash App leader, the overall leader on this board. Again, if you want us to call you by your full name, we can do that. But I like David S. to keep it, non-doxy, But appreciate you, David S., David Shemet. Can't do this without all you guys in the house. The new, the old family members, all you guys together here rocking that star over everything, baby. Let's get up the comment, the shout-outs, comments section time as we do our final shout-outs and say goodnight and get your last thoughts.
Brandon James Shane, much love to you.
Yeah, Brandon.
Jason Renfro, take it easy.
JR.
Drums and Cowboys, have a great night. Lost in Translation Podcast, much love to you. Chalktown Montana 808, thank you for coming through. Tommy Montoya in the house.
Yeah.
We have Stephen White, much love. Chappelle Hannon, peace to you.
Peace.
Thomas Garrett, the Superior. Garrett.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, again, Micah is the one guy that I feel like I'm the least worried about, contractually speaking.
Yeah, I think the moment that chance comes, there'll be a deal written already for Micah. It should be at least. Should not be drawn out and long. Should not take a long time. That's my guess.
Let me see here. Cleveland Brown, have a great night. Take it easy. Beast Mode, much love.
If you guys are in that membership, remember, drop them if you got them. Those emojis. I want to see them dropping like it's hot. Scorpio, Jason Renfro, they're doing it. Bruce in the house.
David Schmidt, much love to you as well.
Our leader right now.
Aztec Aguilera 04, have a great night. Drums and Cowboys, much love.
Cleveland Brown said the clown show would draw it out in the end. I bet that's what they do. That's what they do. That's, unfortunately, and we're not proud to say this, that's why we got to say a lot of the times on this show, got to reference the clown show.
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Scorpio, take it easy, have a great night. So, and baby, that is everybody here in the chat.
It's a Rizap, baby. Why don't you tell them why we do this on the nightly here? Like crazy rabid Cowboy fans, why do we do this on the nightly here in My Cowboys Family?
It's that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything.
Hell yeah, over everything, guys. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly. Here on MCF, never forget, we always rep that star over everything. And here for almost 6 years on YouTube, here in My Cowboys Family, we've been repping that star over everything. And never, ever forget, here, now, and forever, as always, go Cowboys. Let's get that 6 and beyond. Much love to everybody in the chat, literally dropping knowledge all night long. All night. Thank you all for doing that. We need the back and forth. That's what this is about. We also truly humbled and appreciate your drops of love and support for the channel, what we do on this side of the microphone. Thank you, guys. And we shouted you guys out already. Those that have dropped earlier in the week, the memberships. Truly humbled by all your love and support, guys. The best fan base of all YouTube. On that note, all good things coming to an end. We got to clock out and drop out of here for the night. We'll be relocked and reloaded. Now, we might go live tomorrow or Friday. It's going to be one of the next 2 nights, but we'll be back at it here and bringing you through the weekend as we get ready for Monday when the hitting, it's not the hitting, but when the installation of our offense and defensive game plan begins with our rookies and veterans. I can't wait. That's when the juices start to get flowing to the next phase. I'm excited. Guys, so are you. Appreciate everybody in the house. As we lock it down, shut it down for tonight, and relock, reload tomorrow for another one. Baby, before we can drop out of here, remind everybody what we got to do.
We got to drop the beat.
Oh, yeah. Dropping that beat. You guys dropping it like it's hot.
If you got them.
I see Jason Renfro, Scorpio, Tommy Montoya. Appreciate you guys and everybody else in the membership at any level. The Navy Blue Crew, Silver Level 2, Star Level membership. And don't forget that newly added, just like secret membership level, the Over Everything level. Ooh, you get on the whole show with us here on My Cowboys. I'll give you your 2 cents live on the show. Anyways, you can check it out in the membership side of things. Guys, we appreciate everybody hitting that like, subscribe, and that bell. We'll see you back tomorrow or Thursday or Friday for another one here on Fan Friday. Either way. Appreciate every single person here with us. Remind those Eagle fans of basic math. That 5 is always greater than 1. And right here, we just had another little Cowboys chat here at MCF. We had Steve Jones talk about extension money and offensive linemen. And Gallup himself spoke about himself. So that was an interesting discussion. And we learned a little bit more about our 2023 Dallas Cowboys. Once again, right here, where it's always about here in MCF, that navy blue. Silver too. That star over everything. Never forget the number one thing right here, My Cowboys Family. Much love to everybody in the house. Everyone stay safe. Appreciate every single one of you guys. See you back here for the next one. And don't forget, hit the like, subscribe, and that bell. But also, stay safe. Appreciate everyone, guys. Have a good night. Peace. And never, ever forget, Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat.